Hi, guys who have joined us. We are starting a bit early, so I've just it's scheduled for 9:45, but we are ready now, so we'll start a bit early. So if anyone of you is joining us, we have like some 5-10 minutes beforehand. So if you have any doubts, please let me know. I'll try to solve that now. Also, apologies for yesterday's stream. We were not properly set up for the stream, and that was we were trying a 9:30 slot for the first time. We were not properly set up, and we faced a lot of technical issues. So because of that, we could not finish yesterday's stream. So we are doing the same stream. This will have all new questions, so you need not worry. Yesterday's sets will not be discussed. There will be completely new sets in this particular stream. Those who are joining us, please like the stream. Please share the stream with your friends. We will try to do more of these sessions, and the more people join us, the more people share the stream, like the stream, we'll be encouraged to do more of these. Roughly the schedule will be Saturday 9:30 or 9:45, and we want to do this every week, and mostly I will be covering all DILR, different types of DILR, and Maruti will be streaming on Wednesday, and he'll mostly be doing quant. I will also try to do a few verbal streams. So those who are joining us, please like the stream, please share the stream with your friends, and if you have any doubt, please put it in the chat window. We are here to help. The CAT notification is out, so your preparation should ideally officially begin. So let us know what is going on, where you are as far as the preparation is started, whether your preparation has started, about to start, midway through it, already done and are revising. Where you are, just let us know. And also whatever is your whatever doubts you have, please let us know. Path says hello, hello ma'am, hello Path, and you and everybody who's joining us. Thank you guys for coming. Midway, yeah, good. For those who are midway, that is where you should be. That is the smart guys prepare longer. The guys engineers prepare the night before, but in this case, it should not be a night before. But even if you are starting now, there is ample time, provided you give the like 3 hours, 4 hours dedicated amount of time as such. So those guys who are already midway, very well done. Keep at it. Make sure you reach the finish line. Okay. Rikita is saying starting, not an issue. Even if you are starting, there is ample time. Give the time every single day. Put in consistent effort. You can crack CAT. 100 days to CAT. We are starting a CAT batch actually, which is 100 days batch. Essentially, if you are just starting now, you have a little amount of time and you have to maximize what you can do in that time, right? Essentially, how you use these last 100 days would be the difference between like 99 percentile and 95 percentile. So we have a 100 days batch. It's a concise, it's the batch which will essentially teach you everything in this short amount of time without you having to look for content, look for questions to solve, look anywhere else as such. If you guys have not subscribed to CAT batches that we have, the batch that we essentially do is basically we have essentially we give tasks on a daily basis. We give you a proper schedule. So Monday to Thursday we give concepts plus concept tests, concept videos plus tests. Friday is revision, and Saturday is practice, and Sunday is mock. So these are essentially our CAT batches. We have daily schedule, and if you follow our schedule, I am pretty sure whether you are starting, midway, wherever you are, you will be able to crack CAT. So those guys who are just joining us, please like the stream, please share the stream. We are starting a bit early. I put 9:45 just to be on the safer side, because we are slightly not very comfortable with this time slot. We are trying to shift to this time slot because a lot more people prefer this. But please encourage us to hold more of these streams. Please like and share the stream. Please tell everybody who is in your friend group who is preparing for CAT, please tell us about this stream. And if more people join us, we'll be holding these a lot more regularly. Ma'am, CAT Sachin asks, is it of 2 hours or 3 hours? So the CAT notification came out on Saturday. It is of 2 hours, 40 minutes per section. It is 2 hours on 28th November. Please go and check and read the notification properly. It is a 2 hours test, 40 minutes per section. It looks like it is going to be in the same order as before. The way they haven't said it will be in the same order, but they gave the listing of sections as VARC, DILR and QA, which makes me think that the sections will also be in that same order. There will be 3 slots, so a morning slot, afternoon slot and an evening slot. All of this gives us clues about what kind of a test it is likely to be. Because it is a 3 sessions, DILR is likely to vary across sessions. It is very difficult to set DILR consistently across 3 sessions. But this also means that if you have to set a consistent DILR across 3 sessions, you will have to use arrangement. So this is where arrangement comes in. It is very, very important that you crack arrangements to crack the DILR section. The CAT notification is out. This is not Cracku's notification, it is IIM CAT notification. Just search for CAT notification, you will see it on the IIM website. It is not a full, it's not the full announcement as such, it is just a release at this point of time. The full-blown CAT notification with the, like, all the details will come later, but they have given basic details that the date of CAT is 20th November. Forms will open on August 4th. It will be a 2-hour test, 40 minutes per section. Everything is given in that notification. Please do read it. Don't worry about being lagging or don't worry about the results after dash cats and all. See, you are at the starting point, okay? If you are at the starting point, you are going to feel overwhelmed by the amount of work that remains. But as you keep slowly doing all these tasks, if you just keep marking them off one by one, you will start gaining confidence. So don't worry that, okay, I'm already falling behind or there is so much to do. Don't worry, just focus on finishing a few tasks every single day. If you do that, it will be it is not an insurmountable problem. It is a very doable problem as such. 100 days to CAT, you can definitely crack it. So please don't get overwhelmed or scared by the starting now or following the schedule as such. How to find out easy set in DILR? Kunal, it is difficult to find that out as such because first impressions can be pretty deceptive. One of the what you find easy might be very difficult, different from what others find easy. Generally, what I tend to do when it comes to CAT selection, DILR set selection is, I try to first go for the arrangement sets. I find them far more doable than most of the other sets as such. Especially, there are certain sets that I know are my strength. So, figure out what sets you are good at. Now, once you figure that out, you can go and see those sets as such. One of the filters that I generally use when I try to select sets is basically if I see that the set is too long, I feel that this might be a fairly long set to solve, because if you have to go through all of that information 1, 2, 3 times, it is going to take you 15 minutes. So that is one filter that I use. It is not a very good heuristic because at times long sets can be fairly easy also. But I know from previous experience that long sets tend to be time consuming. So that is one thing where I try to keep those sets for later. Basically, whenever you're selecting, figure out what you're good at and select those first. Also please let us know. We are having a flash poll if 9:30 slot, 9:45 slot is convenient for you. We are trying the later slots just so that more people can join us. Those guys who have joined us, please like the stream, please share the stream. Please pass on the message that we are conducting this stream to anybody who is preparing for CAT in your college, in your peer group. If we have a lot of people joining in, we'll try to hold these far more often as such. At least I want to hold this every Saturday. Apologies for our Saturday stream. We had technical issues because it was the first time we were conducting it that late late at night and things were not properly set up. Very, very sorry about that. But we'll try to do these streams more often. So just let us know if you like this time slot. If it is, if you would prefer something else, also let us know through the chat. So if you guys have any doubts, please put in the chat window. I'll try to solve them. So in this particular video, I'll be we'll be starting soon. So in this particular video, I'll be discussing some arrangement problems which are moderate to hard. So the way I selected is these are arrangement problems which less than like about 10% of these students were able to solve. So essentially, if you consider the number of people who attempted it, say 2000 or 3000 or 4000, less than 10% of those people who attempted it were able to solve. So these are on the harder side. They might not appear so, especially after I give the solution, but essentially these are the level of questions that are going to come in CAT. And when they actually come in CAT, they become deceptively hard because you are under pressure, you have time ticking down, you are like, okay, I have only 12 minutes to solve this set, and you have that pressure on you. But these are not difficult sets. So in this particular video, I'm going to give you two such LR sets, 12 minutes for each. The first set is 4 questions, the second set is 3 questions. Don't be bogged down by them. These are difficult, true, but that is basically under time pressure. Here you have no time pressure. Please take your time. 12 minutes, you have 12 minutes. There is no real pressure, exam like pressure as such. So please focus and try to solve these 2 sets over here. These will be in the test format. So if you want to take the test, please head over to cracku.in/live. This is where the live session will be held. All the test, you can give it in the test format in the at this particular location. If you go to cracku.in/live, you will see just our YouTube video and you will not see the test as such right now. But don't worry, once I post the first set, the questions will come below the YouTube video box as such. So please head over to cracku.in/live. I will be answering your queries in the meanwhile, and while you solve, I'll be trying to answer any query that you have. So please also post it over here. If you haven't already liked the stream, please like the stream, share the stream with whoever is preparing for CAT. And if you are starting your preparation now, I can't recommend any batch as good as the 100 days batch. In 100 days, we'll be covering everything, making sure you have full concept coverage, adequate practice, concept tests, mock practice, everything we'll be covering. So you need not think anymore, you need not find sources anymore. This will cover everything and be in a convenient manner for you. So please do check out our 100 days batch. It starts August 2nd. So if you guys are just starting out, please check out our 100 days batch. It starts August 2nd. One more important thing that I'll want to tell, since the CAT is now of 2 hours, our mocks and sectionals will also be of 2 hours. DC 1 to 5 we had put in the 3-hour format. We will now be changing it to a 2-hour format. DC 6 and DC 7 were already in the 2-hour format. So these are already in the 2-hour format. They are live now. You can go and start practicing immediately for DC 6 and DC 7. Okay. So is a 2-hour exam a boon or a bane? Depends. If you are somebody who gets tired easily, a 2-hour exam is a boon. If you are somebody who has a lot of mental stamina, your competitive advantage is slightly eaten away. But if you get tired of focusing and sitting for 3 hours, this is actually very good for you. I generally get fatigued after 1.5 hours, close to the 2-hour mark. So I'm actually happy that this is now 2 hours. But if you are somebody who is not at all affected, you can sit for hours and study without needing a break, then this might have eaten away your competitive advantage in a way. So let's before we start, please those who have joined us, thank you for joining us. There are 120 people online and only 56 at cracku.in/live. So please join us on cracku.in/live. The test will be over here. I'll be making sure that we post the test in 10 minutes. I'll do a quick review of what concepts you should keep in mind while solving arrangement sets. But apart from that, we'll be posting the sets fairly quickly. So please head over to cracku.in/live. The questions will come below the video window once I start posting. So guys, let's get prepared. I'll just try to answer if any questions have come up. Time per question is reduced now. Any tips for the same? See, time per question is reduced slightly, but essentially even in this case, it is going to be testing your fundamentals as such. The number of questions will also have reduced. So again, it will be a shorter test, and essentially in this case you have to pick the right set because you don't have the luxury of choosing the wrong set anymore. You have 40 minutes, so a wrong set will make a much more bigger difference than in a 1 hour test. So set selection matters far more, and also as always fundamentals and understanding matters a whole lot more. Since set selection matters a lot more, you need a lot more practice. Okay. Can I join the batch? If I can't join the, can I sufficiently complete here? You can come, if you're talking about the test, you need not join our batch to take the test. The test is available for everybody. Just head over to cracku.in/live. Everybody will be able to take the test. If you guys have joined us on YouTube, please like the stream, please share the stream. That will help us a lot in doing these kind of streams far more regularly. And please head over to cracku.in/live. The session will, the test will start there. So please head over to that. Kshitij is asking at the chat inside our this is that he's struggling with quant, what to do. See, Kshitij, people struggle with quant when they don't practice, because essentially this is not going to be a very difficult test. In fact, over the years the quant has become simpler. So where do people actually go make a mistake? People make a mistake when it comes to practicing. They make a mistake in arithmetic. They make a mistake in simple function questions, which are, if you look afterwards at the solution, you know that it is going to be fairly easy. So why do people struggle with it? Lack of practice. So I want you to make sure that you get as much practice as possible. We know many students who came from non-engineering background, and they were struggling very hard, they found quant almost like the an insurmountable obstacle. But there were some people who came in with a positive attitude. I personally, for example, we had a student called Priyansha, who basically felt that since quant is her weak point, she is not an engineer. She decided that in the Cracku study room I have like 16,000 questions. And in quant I have like over 8,000 questions. I'm going to solve each single question. And she almost nearly solved all of the entire quant database as such, which is amazing because you can't really solve that many questions as such. But that was her level of dedication. If you come in without a lot of, even if you come in without a lot of previous knowledge of quant, if you dedicate yourself to practice, you can crack quant easily. So don't worry, you can, you have the time, you can do it. Okay, so what time is it starting? It is starting now. We started a bit early, but we just discussed a few basic ideas about the paper when it is. We haven't really started with the session yet, so don't worry. So we'll start with the session now, and I'll be posting the test soon. So everybody who is there on the YouTube video but not on cracku.in/live, please go to cracku.in/live. That is where the test is going to be. So let's get started. First, let us start with the basic this of how to actually prepare for how to actually solve questions which are slightly harder arrangement questions. So in this particular stream, I will be taking a look at two types of arrangement questions, which is one is like essentially the common attribute for both sets is that they are going to be arrangement questions with attributes. So what do I mean by attributes? Arrangement with attributes basically means that in case of normal arrangements, right, you get clues based on where people are seated. So okay, Rakesh is 2 to the left, Rajesh is 5 to the right. But in case of arrangement with attributes, you get clues with respect to the attribute. So the person wearing the blue shirt is to the left of the person wearing the orange shirt. The person who has this car is opposite the person who has that car. So basically here you have to solve the arrangement question based on the attributes they have. Now these are similar to the arrangement questions that we know so far, with a slightly added twist that you have now clues with the concept of arrangement with attributes. If you haven't already seen, please see the earlier streams I did about easy arrangement questions. So there I explained basically how to solve questions on linear arrangement and circular arrangement. In this particular video, I'll essentially explain how to solve questions on arrangement with attributes And in the upcoming streams, we'll take a look at, like, say, spatial arrangement, that is basically arrangement in a 2D space. We'll take a look at complex arrangement, basically like a square seating arrangement or a rectangular seating arrangement, arrangement with truth layer concept. So there are many different ways or twists that you can put on an arrangement set. Remember, there are 3 sessions, an arrangement set is like, it's a given. So if it is a given, there is a chance it is going to be a 6 set question, a 6 question set. So it is very, very important that you are rock solid in this. So my objective through these streams, LRDI streams, is going to be that I want you guys to be very, very good at arrangement. Then also take a look at some games and tournaments, scheduling, all the different types of DILR sets that are there. So that the minute you sit for your CAT exam and you see that, okay, this is an arrangement set, you should feel confident. I have solved so many arrangement sets, I can solve this. I have solved games and tournament sets, I can solve this. Once you get to that level of confidence, you will find DILR section very easy. So that is basically what we are going to do. This particular video, we are going to take a look at arrangement with attributes. So how do you solve? This is same as linear arrangement and circular arrangement. The only difference is that while you are actually solving, you draw, okay, if it is a linear arrangement, you draw your lines, okay, but you also write down not just the person but also the attributes below it. So if it is that, okay, Sham is at the end and he plays AOE, you write the attributes also over here. So you say Sham is at the end, he plays AOE, he lives in a blue color house. So basically when you have something like that, you have lines, okay, you have these rows for the name, the attribute, and then you place them along the line. So if you have that the cyan colored house is third from the left, you say this house has to be cyan, so you put it over here. So when you have attributes, just make sure that whatever arrangements you make, you have different levels for each attribute that you have to place. That is the only difference. Same is the case with circular arrangement. You draw your circle, you put in what the seats are, and whenever you have that there is a particular attribute that is given, just write the attribute. So if E is here and he is a surgeon, you write that he is a surgeon. He comes from India, you write that he comes from India. This is just the simple way in which you should deal with attributes. You should not go directly to tables just because there are attributes. If there are attributes, continue with, if it's a linear arrangement, continue like this. If it's a circular arrangement, continue like this. If it gets to the puzzle level where there are 6 attributes and there is no arrangement as such, then solve it the way we solve puzzles. But if it's a linear arrangement, circular arrangement with attributes, any kind of like placing with attributes, this is how you should go ahead with that. So now that we have like some basic idea about how to handle these questions, I'm going to give you the sets. The sets are coming your way. I still see a lot of people who are there on YouTube but not on the test site. So please head over to cracku.in/live. This is where the test is going to be, and I'm going to post it in exactly 2 minutes. So I'll be posting it in 2 minutes. Please head over to cracku.in/live. You have 12 minutes per set and there'll be 2 sets. I'll be posting the first set, explaining it, and then posting the second set. Plus please head over to cracku.in/live. You will be able to take it in the test format. There are a lot of students who are online, so if you head over to cracku.in/live, you will be able to compete with like different students who are committed students, serious students. So please head over and let's take the test. I'll be posting it exactly in 2 minutes. So if you have any queries, please let me know. Those guys who are starting their preparation, or even if you have started your preparation and you want a structured way to go from now to CAT day, our 100 days batch is starting on August 2nd. This is basically, our 100 days batch is basically a one-stop solution for whatever you need to crack CAT. You have a daily schedule, you have a daily list of tasks. You do that, you will crack CAT. You do it religiously. There is no way that you won't know a concept. There is no way you won't have sufficient practice. There is no way that you won't have sufficient mock practice. So that is what we are basically trying to do through our batches. Tell you exactly what to do on what day. So if you have 100 days left, the best way you can use that is if you join the batch. So it is starting August 2nd. That's today actually. Sorry, it's starting today. So please take a look at our 100 days batch. And please join our 100 days batch to make the best use of the last 100 days to CAT. Okay. So is it possible to give crack cat if I start now? Yes, Ritik, it is definitely possible to crack cat if you start now, but not if you are just going to start and then give up. It is going to need consistent time and effort. So if you can sit for the next 100 days and dedicate 3 hours every single day, yes, definitely you can crack cat. So I hope you go and check out our batch and take a look at how you can crack cat. Okay, so I'll be setting the I will be posting the first DILR set right now. So okay guys, 12 minutes are there. Please go ahead. Try to increase the font if somebody is not able to see that. But please go to the actual site to see this, because it is at cracku.in/live. It's in test format. You have 12 minutes and I hope to see all of you solve this set properly. It is a deceptively hard set. It's not a difficult set. It's linear arrangement at the end of the day. But less than 10% of the students got this right. So remember that this is not a difficult set. It's doable. Believe in yourself. I know all of my students can do this. So let's get started. I'll try to answer any questions that you guys might have. Those guys who are joining in, please go to cracku.in/live. If you haven't done already, please like the stream, please share the stream. It will give us a lot of motivation to keep doing more of these streams. Should there be a change in strategy for preparation now that the exam is 2 hours? Aisha, basically the difference is that you have to now have a very clear idea. Especially with DILR, you have to have a very clear idea what sets you are going to attempt and what you're not going to attempt in the first go. You have to be very comfortable with longer sets. So it's very likely you might get a 6-question set. So you have to be comfortable with more complex arrangement questions. You have to be more comfortable with complex games and tournaments questions, complex scheduling questions. So the larger DILR sets you have to be very comfortable with, because the 6-question sets are very likely now. So if that is the case, you have to solve a lot more harder DILRs from here out now, because easy DILRs, there might be some easy DILRs there, but since there will be 6-question DILRs, most likely you have to have more practice of those sets also. When it comes to quant, the strategy remains the same, just you have to work on improving your attempt rate and your time as such, because you will have lesser time per question. So you will have to improve how quickly you can go through the questions. See, earlier when we had 1 hour and 34 questions, most people would reach the 30-question mark. Now with lesser time, people find it difficult to actually reach 20-question mark as also. So the attempt rates have actually plummeted with the lesser time, because people actually get more stressed out with the time that is left on their hand. So you will have to work with solving like crazy, solve like a lot, so that you are more comfortable with having lesser time. And verbal remains mostly the same. You have 4 RCs. You do not have the luxury anymore of any removing or not attempting any RC. With 4 RCs, you have to attempt all of them. And the VA section is para summary. If you consider that there will be 3 questions of para summary out of the, if the same format as last year is followed, para summary becomes a lot more important. You have to have a lot more practice there. So these are the changes, minor changes that you have to do when it comes to your strategy. Does 100 course cover IIFT and TISNET syllabus? See, the 100 days course is basically complete access. So it is not going to cover the IIFT and TISNET syllabus till CAT. But if we add all those syllabus, or if we create that kind of crash course, we'll give you access. TISNET, we do not have any particular coverage for those, or even IIFT at the moment. But if we add those lessons, we will give access to those who have complete access as such. But at the moment, they are not there. Despite taking many daily targets of VARC, I am not able to see any significant improvement. Please give some suggestions. See, Sarthak, I think the issue is not that it's how many questions you solve. It's basically how you go about solving it. Whenever the key part of VARC is basically comprehension skills. So if like lock down your comprehension skills, work on it day on day, you will get better. So what do I mean by comprehension skills? See, essentially when you read a paragraph, you should be able to understand the key point of that paragraph quickly in one read. If you are not able to do that, then you will not, even if you solve VRCs every day, you won't be able to do that proper, you won't be improving as much. So what is the main point of the paragraph? See, basically when you read through it, you have to write down what you understood. What you understood was the main point of that paragraph. This is called as active reading. That is reading and writing at the same time. So if you are taking daily targets, what I would suggest is make sure that you are doing this step where every paragraph you write down the main point of the paragraph. And especially with daily targets, this will be very useful, because when you see the video solution, you are going to see what the person explaining the daily target thinks was the main point. Then you can match, is my main point the same as that person's main point? Did I understand the passage correctly? And the more you do this, the more experience you get in comprehending paragraphs quickly. That is the key development that you should look for. Not just solving, am I getting this question right? Am I getting that question right? Check whether you're understanding each paragraph right. That is the key part as such. So let's see how much time we have. Okay, 6 minutes left. Guys, keep solving. Okay, Ramshi is saying, okay, it's not there. Guys, try to refresh it. Some guys are saying they can't see the test. Please let me know if others can see the test as such. If anybody is having any issue, just let me know in the chat. Maybe try refreshing this test as such. There are like 140 people taking it, so I'm guessing that most would be saying just try to refresh the test as such. Make sure you're logged into Cracku, and if you're logged into Cracku, you should be able to see the test as such. I'm guessing Pranshul is saying, and many guys are saying that it's there, so I'm guessing it's there. Just see Dhruhi and Abhilash, why you're not able to see the questions. Make sure you guys are there, you're logged in and all. So why I'm not understanding why you won't be able to see the page. Just try refreshing the page maybe. When will the mocks be converted into 2 hours? We are doing it this week. Will be mostly be done by the end of this week as such. There's quant and VARC are easy, but we'll have to do some more changes for DILR. So we'll be done mostly by end of this week or start of next week as such. When will mocks get updated? There are only 3 hours mocks. There are no, we have removed the 3 hours mocks at the moment. There are 2 hours mocks available at the moment, which is DC6 and DC7. They are in the 2 hours format. You can take them right now. So you need not wait. You need not pause your preparation. You can take those 2 mocks till we put up the rest of the mocks up. So those are 2 hours mock. DC6 and -cat 6, -cat 7 are 2 hours mock. They were always 2 hours mock. We realized that it's likely to be in this format, so we converted it to 2 hours mocks a long time back. So we made them 2 hours mocks as such. So you can take those 2 mocks. Okay, if you guys have any issue, please let us know. Will sectionals be changed? Yes, sectionals will also be changed. But give us some more time for sectionals. We'll be doing the DC first this week, and we'll try to do the sectionals also. And videos on strategy, what to attempt in exam and such. We'll be trying to add the attempt videos as such, the strategy videos. That's something we plan to do. We haven't done that, but we plan to do for like DC7 onwards. We'll try to do that so that you get a more bird's eye view of how to go about the test. But we haven't added as of now for the first 7 DCs, but we plan to add it. There are video solutions though. The video solutions are there, but the video strategy is not there as yet. We'll be adding it time permitting. If you guys have any issues, please let us know. And I hope all of you are solving this religiously. If you guys joined in right now, please go to cracku.in/live. That is where the test is occurring. You still have some time. take the test. Please take the test and try to solve this set. This is not a difficult set. If you guys are struggling slightly with the set, I'll give you a simple hint. Basically, this is linear arrangement and you have to solve it like linear arrangement. So way we do linear arrangement is draw out the places as such. But in this particular case, because there are only 6 distinct ages, you should only draw 6 spots, not 7. So that is the hint for you. And I hope you guys are able to, if you guys were stuck, please try to solve it now. So let's see, okay, 29 got it right, wrong, 29 got it right, 30 got it wrong, and Ayushi got 12. Many guys are getting 12, so I'll wait for more people to finish their test and then we'll try to answer the questions. But good to see so many of you guys are getting the set right, and good to see that the set is not as difficult as many people found it in the mock setting. In the mock setting, basically people feel panicked, I feel. This set is not that difficult, and this same set, if you get it on CAT day, you should be able to solve. A lot of people just feel very stressed when they see the DILR section. They kind of things that they would normally solve, like it does stream like this, they find it very difficult while taking a mock. So let this also be a reminder to yourself that boost your confidence up a bit. Most of you guys who were able to solve these sets, you guys will be able to solve almost all arrangement sets as such. So don't be bogged down by DLR, and even those who are not able to solve the sets, don't worry. I'll be helping you through these 2 sets, and I'm sure that you will be able to solve all sets in the future. So let's see, if you have any query, just let me know. Daily target should be reduced to 10 minutes. Rajiv, let's see. See, basically there is nothing stopping you from solving it faster, because that also affects your score on the daily target leaderboard. If you solve it faster, you get and the same, if like you have the same score as somebody else, you will be higher up if you solve it in a lesser time. But we might reduce the time, but we want people to actually solve completely also. So that is also one of this. We don't want students to miss out on questions just because it is they didn't have enough time to look at the question or look at the 5 questions that are there in the test. It's 5 questions. At least everybody should solve, or most of the students should be able to solve those 5 questions. So we might consider it, but let's see. But if you are somebody who is doing so well, you can do it in 10 minutes, please do. Then you'll be topping our leaderboards as such. Okay. Okay, let's take a okay. No answers in the chat room, please. Please try to solve this, and we'll try. I think mostly the time is done. Okay, and a lot of you guys have been able to solve. Very happy to see that, and many 12s. So very happy to see that. So let's try to solve this set. Let's see how we can solve this particular set. Okay, so let's take a look at the set. 7 students A, B, C, D, E, F, G have to bring different items among P1, P2, P3, P4, P5, P6 and P7, not necessarily in the same order. There is exactly 1 pair of twins among the 7, and none of the twins brought P7 or P3. B brought P6 and A brought P4. Those who brought P2, P3, P5 are younger to D, who is not the eldest among the 7. E is younger to C, who is younger to F. The eldest and the youngest of the students brought P3 and P4 in no particular order. The one who brought P1 has exactly 4 students elder to him, her, and the one who brought P7 has exactly 4 students younger to him and her or her. The twins have at least 1 student who is elder to them. Consider the twins to be equal in age. So basically our setup is that you have an ordering of ages. Now if it's an ordering of ages, what kind of an arrangement it is? It is a linear arrangement. But there's a set of twins and they have the same age. So essentially you have 7 people and 6 spots, or 6 ways in which or 6 values of age as such. So I'll put this as while I'm solving the linear arrangement, I'll put this as 6 spots like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 as such. And essentially one of these spots will be taken by two people, which will be the twins as such. So I don't know where the twins are, but I know some clues as to where other people are as such. So one of the clues that is immediately important if you see is that you have the idea about extremes. The eldest and the youngest of the students bought P3 and P4 in no particular order. But I also know that the guy who bought P3 is younger than D, which means that he cannot be the oldest, which means that P3 guy, the guy who bought P3 is the youngest, so he'll be over here. Our youngest guy got P3, which means that our oldest student bought P4. But who bought P4? A got P4, so A is the eldest. So basically I can say that A is the eldest because he bought P4. So I have used up this particular clue. E, I will mark it off. The eldest and the youngest got P3 and P4 in no particular order. P3 is over here, P4 is over here, A got P4. And now I know that B got P6. There is exactly one pair of twins and they bought neither P7 or P3. E is younger than C, who is younger than F. So the order should be something like E, C, F. It need not be immediate neighbors, or they need not be 1, 2, 3 or 2, 3, 4, because essentially we don't know that they are just younger and there's nobody in between. So it can be that E, C, D, F is also possible. So based on that I can just say that age of E is less than age of C is less than age of F. The one who brought P1 has exactly 4 students elder to him or her, and the one who brought P7 has exactly 4 students younger to him or her. The twins have at least one student who is elder to them. Now I know that D got, who is not the eldest of the 7, has P2, P3 and P5 are younger to D, which means that P3 is already over here. So basically P2, P5 can be over here, or 2 and 3, or P2, P5 can be in the same spot if they are twins as such. So let us consider where can D be. So one more thing that if you notice is that the person who bought P1 has exactly 4 students elder to him or her, and the one who bought P7 has exactly 4 students younger to him or her. Now let us try to see where they can be as such. So if you have, if I will try to combine this knowledge and this knowledge as such. Where can D be? See, basically if D is over here, then P2, P3 will be over here, and essentially then you will have P2 and P5 over here. And then this will be essentially this will be the twins position. That is if D is at 3. Now if D is not at 3, if D is at 4, then you can have D over here, P2, P5 can be over here, and we will have, or D can be over here also. Let us see what other objects we know for sure. A, B, C, D, E, F and G. A has gotten P4. B has gotten P6. We have P2, P3, P5 are younger to D. So D is not P2, P3, P5 also. So he can be either P1 or P7 as such. But one who got P1 has exactly 4 students elder to him or her. If he has 4 students elder to him or her, he cannot have 3 people younger to him also. And D has 3 people younger to him. Because there are not 8 students are not there. There are 7 students. Which means that D cannot have P1, he has P7. Now if D has P7, we know that P7 has exactly 4 students younger to him. So basically D will have at least, will have exactly 4 students younger to him or her. So D cannot be at 3, D will have to be either at 4 or 5. If he is at 4, that will basically mean that one of these two is a twin position. And the twins did not get P3 or P7, which means that this is not the twin position. If this guy is at 5, that would mean that none of the twin positions are over here. So none of the, if say D is at 5 for example, then each of these will have one person. If each of these has one person, what happens? P7, either 5 or 6 will have to be the twin position. 6 cannot be the twin position because we know that they have at least one person who is elder to them. And 5 cannot be the twin position because we know that D is not one of the twins because none of the twins got P7. So D is not one of the twins, and if he is at 5, either 5 or 6 will have to be the twin, which is a contradiction as such. So D at 5 does not work because if D is at 5, we get a contradiction as such. So that means that D is at 4. If D is at 4, what does it mean? That there is a twin position between 2 and 3. So let us write that out. if D, what we can infer from this is that D is at 4 and he has a P7 as such. So he has a P7, and if you know that P2 and P5 are younger than him, and P1 has exactly 4 students elder to him, which means that P1 will have to be at 2 or 3. He can't be at 5, because in that case only one person will be elder to him. So P1, P2 and P5 are over here. P1, P2, P5 are in some order over here. That would mean that P6 is over here. Who has P6? B has P6. So B is over here. I've used up this rule. Exactly one pair of twins among this, and neither bought P3 or P7. Even this is used up. So the twins are over here, and they have P1, P2 or P5 as such. So even this is used up. P2, P3, P5 are younger to D, who is not the eldest among 7, used up. E is younger than C, who is younger than F. Now this is important, because this means that each of these has a distinct age. Now we have 3 spots, and each of these has a distinct age, means that E will have to be over here, F will have to be over here, and C will have to be over here. That means that either C has twins or F is part of the twins. Now it is given that P1 has exactly, I have used this up, mark it off. P1 has exactly 4 students elder to him or her, and the one who brought P7 has exactly 4 students younger to him or her. So P1 has to have 4 students elder to him or her, which means that P1 has to be over here, and there has to be 4 students elder to him or her, which means that one more person should be at 2, because if there is twins at 3, then there will be 5 people who are elder to him or her. So twins cannot be at 3, the twins have to be at 2. So this part has twins, so there will be only one person at F as such. So basically P1 has to be at 2, P2 or P5 has to be at 3. Similarly, correspondingly P5 or P2 has to be over here. Now if this is ECF, who is remaining? G is remaining. So this has to be C or G. So basically C and G are the twins. They have P1 and P5 or P2 in any order, and the other one of those, P2 or P5, has to be with F. So what is the final table that we get? We have that at the youngest person is E with P3. Actually I'll write it in different rows so it's clearer. So the youngest person is E, and he has a P3. Then the other 2 people are C or G, and G or C. These are the twins, and I'll show them as together, twins as such. One of them has P1, the other guy has P2 or P5. Then the third person is F, and they have P5 or P2 depending on what is over here. Then the next person is D with the P7, and then you have B with the P6, and the oldest person you have is A with P4. So this is the final arrangement that we get. Pretty simple, not difficult at all. So let's take a look at the questions. Let's try to answer them. Which item did F definitely not bring along? So he could have gotten P5 or P2. So which of these is something he definitely did not bring along? That is option C, P1. Let's take a look at the next question. So the second question is who bought P6? Who got P6? P6 is B. So B got P6. So the right answer is option B. Let's take a look at the third question. Who amongst this is one of the twins? So we know that C and G are the twins. So the answer is option A, G. And let's take a look at the last question. If we arrange all the 7 persons from youngest to eldest, which position would A occupy? He is the eldest, so he would take the 7th position. So that is option A. So as you could see, pretty simple linear arrangement set. The difficult part essentially was the fact that there were twins. So there were 2 people occupying the same slot, which is where the problems essentially started. But if you are comfortable with having rows below those slots as such, you will be able to represent even complicated information like that. So get used to drawing out linear arrangement and writing down the attributes just below that. So now that you know how to solve this set, let's take a look at the next set. I will be posting it in exactly 1 minute. So whoever is, please get ready for the next set, and if you guys have any doubt with this, please let me know in the comments. I'll try to solve that while you go on to the next set as such. So please let me know, because 4 should be 6 because 2 are twins. No, essentially it's like saying that it's not the rank or it's not the this. if you arrange them in a line and from left to right, he'll still be the seventh person. Even if you say that these two people are together or like are at the same level, they're still two distinct people, right? So if you say they arrange all the 7 people from youngest to eldest, he'll still be the 7th person. So the answer will still be 7. Okay. So I'll be posting this soon. Please be ready. If you haven't liked the stream yet, please like the stream, please share the stream, and please get ready. This is a circular arrangement set with our attributes. I hope you guys are ready. If you guys are joining in right now, don't know where to take the test, head over to cracku.in/live. The test is at cracku.in/live. That is where you can take it in the test format and answer. Even if you are just joining in, please join so that you can try to solve the second set in actual test format. Okay. Okay, I'll try to solve your doubts. Why can't D be at 5 again? See, if you why can't D be at 5? So if you put D at 5, what happens? If you put D at 5, he is he is older than exactly 4 students, which means that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 will have exactly one person. There can't be twins over there, because if there are twins, then he will be older than 5 people. So that means all of these guys are, there will be no twins at 1, 2, 3, 4. Now if there is no twins at 1, 2, 3, 4, what happens? You have twins, you can have twins at the 5th slot or the 6th slot. Now why can't you have twins at the 5th slot? Because D is there. Now D can't be one of the twins, because we know that neither of the twins got P3 or P7. So D is not one of the twins. Now you are left with 6th slot. But it is also given that the twins have at least one student who is elder to them. So they can't be at the 6th slot either. So because of that, we find there is no way we can have a twin kind of a situation. Because if D is at 5, we have no place where we can have twins. So that is why D cannot be at 5. He has to be at 4. Okay. Answer 2 is in the question, point B. True. Yeah. What did you have? The answer 2. Who got P6? Yeah, I know. Easy question that anybody could have answered without really solving the set. Actually, there are many times that this can even happen in CAT. Basically, at times you will be given certain conditions, and there are often these sitter questions where you, without even solving the entire set, you will be able to solve one question out of a set. So always be on the lookout for those kind of questions. So let's get started. I'll be posting the next set now. Okay. Guys, best of luck with this set. Let's give you guys time to solve this set. And if you have any other queries, please let me know. I'll be trying to solve all the queries that you have. If you guys are just joining in, go over to cracku.in/live where the test is taking place. cracku.in/live. That is where the test is taking place. If you guys are preparing for CAT, if you want some place where you will have a structured, organized way for preparing for CAT, please check out our 100 days batch. It is essentially your one-stop solution for preparing for CAT. Concept videos, concept tests, practice tests, mocks, everything is taken care of over there. So please do check out our 100 days batch. It comes with a schedule, a daily list of tasks. You don't have to think, you don't have to look for sources. Everything is given to you in a easy to do manner. So please do take a look at our 100 days batch. If you haven't already liked and shared the stream, please like the stream. If you help us reach more students, it will help us a lot in having more of these sessions as such. Okay. Why can't D be at 3? So why can't D be at 3? See, if D is at 3, what is going to happen? The twins can be at either 1 or 2. If the twins are at 1 or 2, they can't be at 1 because at 1 we have P3 and the twins, neither of the twins got P3. So they can be at 2 in that case. But still, if D is at 3, there will be no, there can't be 4 people younger than him. D is definitely not one of the twins because the twins did not get P3 or P7. So that basically means that at max, if he is at 3, there will be 3 people younger than him, not 4, which is what is given in the condition. So that's why he can't be at 3. Okay, so 4th youngest means D will be in the 3rd position. No, he will not be the no, there are the condition is that there are 4 people who are younger than him, at least 4 people younger than him. So if the exactly 4 people younger than him. So that means that he will be the 5th oldest or the 4th oldest. Why can he be the 4th oldest? Because if there's a pair of twins, he will have 4 people younger than him with 3 slots lesser than him. So that is the whole thing, that whole twin kind of phenomenon twisted. So there is a difference between the slot level and the number of people, because wherever the twin is, one additional person comes in. So even though you are on slot 4, you have 4 people younger than you instead of having just 3. So that is the twist as such. That's why you say that okay, he can be at 3rd position, 4th position, 5th position. Can't be at 5th position because of the conditions. Can't be at 3rd position because of conditions. So he has to be at the 4th position. Okay, let's. Is number systems important for CAT? Yes, it is, but not in the sense it used to be in the older days. So older days, when it was a pen and paper test, we used to have remainder systems questions. But now with like a calculator being given, we don't have that many remainder systems questions coming from number systems, but we have a lot of questions on HCF, LCM. Switching the digits, what can the number be? Prime numbers, all of these also give a lot of questions. So if your impression is that number systems is remainder theory, it's not. There are a lot of things apart from remainder theory that you should know when it comes to number systems. Bases, all of these are part of number systems and they are still important as such. So please do take a look at that. Okay, how do you know when whether a YouTube live stream is scheduled? Please subscribe to Cracku, because we generally put in that kind of a notification beforehand. So we'll generally put it earlier in the day, or in fact one day before. Rough schedule, I'll be holding these streams on Saturday 9:30 or 9:45, and Maruti will be holding the quant streams on Wednesday. So Wednesday, mostly like 6:30 or 7 for Maruti. Just take a look. We haven't fixed that yet, but evening on Wednesday for Maruti with quant, on Saturday evening for me with LRDI, or sometimes VRC topics as well. RJ asks for, I'm very weak in maths, so where I need to start? RJ, do check out our 100 days batch. So basically, if you're very weak in maths, you will have to have a twofold approach. One is concept revision, concept clearing, conceptual knowledge, and second is practice. So you need basically to know all the concepts, learn how to solve based on the concepts, and then you need a large database of questions. If you go over to Cracku, you will see a large database of questions you can practice over. If you're weak in quant, you need a lot of practice, like hundreds of questions you should be able to solve, and only then you will be able to get better at quant as such. Okay. Okay. So anyway, guys who are joining in at this, please head over to cracku.in/live. Also, if you guys have not seen the CAT notification, please see the CAT notification. CAT is on November 20th. It's a 2-hour test, 40 minutes each section. Big changes, and you have to, now that the date is out, you should start preparing in all earnestness. If you haven't been doing so yet, now is the time to get serious. Okay, so let's see if guys, if people have been able to solve this as such. Oh, I've not been able to hit the site. Okay, so okay, did the time reset change because of this? I'm sorry, Ved. Were you guys be able to solve the set as such? I'm seeing lesser people who have solved this set particularly. So do let me know what has happened. Only 14 people who solved the set. Very surprising. So let me know what happened. You guys were not able to solve the set. So I'll just wait for, okay, solve man. So you guys got the 12 minutes to solve this, right? I'm a bit surprised that very few attempts as such, but hopefully I'll just give you guys a couple of minutes to try to finish this up and attempt. Maybe I'm not able to see the updated this as such. Yeah, 21 got it correct, 5 got it wrong. Guys, you should attempt these sets. You should attempt all sets, whether they are easy or not. You should try to attempt the set so that you get more practice of attempting. There is nothing for you to lose if you attempt. You have a chance to be right or wrong, but if you don't attempt, it is a direct loss in terms of opportunity, lost opportunity. This has no cost to you if you are this is not the actual CAT paper, so please do attempt. Okay, there are so many people online. I want to make sure that every one of you actually attempts the paper. Some of you guys have gotten it right. I'll just wait for a couple of minutes. If people are still trying to finish the paper up, just let me know. If you guys still need time to finish up that particular set, and then I'll start explaining that. If you have any other query, please just let me know and I'll try to solve that question, solve that query as such. Okay, AB is asking that he's more interested in the strategy and analysis after the mock. See, AB, one of the reasons why we did not have strategy as such is because we felt that it should be a bit individualized. So we gave you tools to have your own analysis. So why do I say that? Because what I find easy or what are my strengths are different from your strengths and what you find easy. So if you see the CAT mock, actually, we want all our students to do individual analysis. And we tell you exactly where you have your strong points, where you have your weak points, what your strategy should be to work on those weak areas. You should have a better conceptual knowledge of each of those weak areas. Also, you get an idea about how much time you spent at a particular question, and when if you got it wrong, you also understand that, okay, this was probably a time sink as such. So that is why it's easy to put up a video, but it won't be really effective unless you do that individual analysis. And only an individual analysis will really help you understand how to overcome whatever happened in the previous mock in the next mock as such. So please do the individual analysis. No video will be a substitute of that. Make sure you go through clearly what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses, what is your accuracy rate, what is your attempt rate. If you see the Cracku matrix, it is basically giving you a pictorial representation of where you are actually good at but are not attempting, where you are poor at but are still attempting, and that gives you this individual feedback of what your strategy should be. If you are good at something, you should attempt more of it. If you are poor at something, not good at something, you should attempt less questions of it. So do analysis of that sort. A batch wise analysis won't really help as much as that individual analysis will. So I see a lot more I see a lot more attempts now. So I guess most of you guys have been able to solve this. Ankit is asking, those who have purchased the whole course, is it necessary to go through all the videos? See, Ankit, what we do through the videos is firstly we explain what the concepts are, and there are a lot of solved questions, and those questions are also given in a test format below. So if you feel you already know how to solve that question, try to solve it. If you're able to solve it, you can skip that part. Solve the other questions. So every video will have like 5-6 questions. If you know already how to solve it, if you can solve it right then and there, no need to watch that video. Just see the concepts, see the formulae, see the theorems, see the ideas, and just see, can I solve this individually? If you can solve it, you can skip ahead. So it makes it more easier so that you don't have to watch hours and hours of videos of something that you already know. Okay, so let's try to solve this particular set. So let's get started. Yeah, Raki, we are not allowing unclicking of this because the stats update in real time in a live session. So if we allow unclicking and clicking, you can click A, B, C, D and just see where you get the correct answer or where the stats show a correct entry. So that's why we are not allowing clicking and unclicking as of now. This is something that I know that we have to slightly tweak. So that's the reason, but we'll try to tweak this slightly so that you can unclick or change your answer after clicking. So let's try to solve this particular set. This has an additional list of people facing different directions. So that is one of the twists that you can add as far as arrangement is concerned. In normal arrangement, we assume that everybody is looking in the same direction. So my right is, what is right is constant throughout. But if people are facing different directions, what happens? That if I am facing one direction, my right is to over here. If I am facing the back, my right is over here. So that is basically what you have to keep in mind when different directions are given. So let's take a look at the set. 6 friends A, B, C, D, E and F sit around a circular table equidistant from each other. 3 of the friends sit facing inwards and other 3 sit facing outwards. The 6 friends belong to one of the 3 professions, doctor, engineer and architect, with 2 friends in each profession. The following information is also known. The friends with the same profession do not sit opposite each other. The 2 doctors do not sit adjacent to each other. A sits opposite F and none of them is a doctor. Both engineers face the same direction. One engineer sits between an architect and a doctor. B's immediate neighbors do not face the same direction. One of the doctors who faces outwards sits adjacent to D. E sits 2 places to the left of B, and C, who is an architect, sits between the 2 people facing inwards. So if it's a circular arrangement with 6 spots, so let's first draw that out. So these are the 6 spots. Now with arrangement with attributes, I also like to keep a tab of the mapping between person and attribute. So if you consider A, B, C, D, E, F, I know that A and F are not doctors. C is an architect, so this guy is an architect. There are 2 architects, 2 engineers and 2 doctors. One of the doctors who faces outwards sits adjacent to D, and the doctors are not sitting adjacent to each other, which means that D is not also not a doctor. What does this mean? A is not a doctor, D is not a doctor, F is not a doctor, A is an architect, so not a doctor. There are 2 doctors, the only people left are B and E. So this guy is a doctor and this guy is a doctor. So we have the 2 doctors. So let us, because we already know their professions and a lot of clues are about B and E as such, let's start by placing B and E as such. But this depends on the direction in which they are facing. So we'll have to assume 2 directions for B. One is if B is facing inwards, and the other configuration is if B is facing outwards. So these are the 2 configurations. In this case, B is facing outwards. Okay, and B is the doctor. B is a doctor. Now in this case, we are given that E sits 2 places to the left of B. So if he is facing inwards, 2 places to the left is over here, and he is also a doctor. If he is facing outwards, 2 spaces to the left is over here, and he is a doctor. Okay, so I have used up this one, and B's immediate neighbors do not face the same direction. So that means that if one is facing inwards, other is facing outwards, and vice versa. The friends with the same profession do not sit opposite to each other, which means that the friends will not sit, like essentially the architects will not be opposite each other, the engineers will not be opposite each other. So that is something that we will take a look at as we place more people. The doctors do not sit adjacent to each other. Since we have already placed them, this rule is done. A sits opposite F and none of them is a doctor. Now since A and F sit opposite to each other, we need a free diagonal, because essentially B is taking up this diagonal, vertical diagonal, E is taking up this diagonal over here. I hope you can see my pen moving. So we need a free diagonal. So the only free diagonal is this one. So this has to be A or F, and correspondingly this will be F or A. Similarly, in this particular diagram, this diagonal is done, this diagonal is done. The only diagonal remaining is this diagonal over here. So this has to be A or F, and this is F or A. And neither of them is the doctors anyway taken care of. So 3 is also done. Both engineers face the same direction. I don't have even the engineers placed right now, so I can't use this rule. One engineer sits between an architect and a doctor. Now these 2 doctors are there, so A and F will not be the person who is the architect. Will not be the person who is the engineer. So basically we need like one architect who is 1 space away from the doctor. We should have like doctors, engineer, architect as such, or doctor, engineer and architect. So if we consider both cases, this person has to be the architect. So then we can have the engineer over here or over here as such. But since these 2 are doctors and they are 2 spaces away, the only other place which is 2 spaces away is over here, and this person has to be the architect in that case. So either the engineer is over here or the engineer is over here. So for A has to be architect. Now this person is seated opposite an architect, so he can't be an architect, and doctors are already done, so this guy is the engineer. So we have this person, one of A and F will be engineer, the other will be architect. One engineer sits between architect and doctor. B's immediate neighbors do not face the same direction, so they'll be in different direction. One doctor who faces outwards sits adjacent to D. Now in this case, B is facing outwards, so D can be over here, and if E also faces outwards, then D can be over here. In this case, B is facing inwards, which means that E has to be facing outwards, and D has to be E's neighbor, which means that D has to be over here. I can't put D immediately over here, but I'll wait as such. In this case, C, who is an architect, sits between two people facing inwards. So C is an architect, so where can he be? He has to be seated next to two people facing inwards as such. The only piece over here in this particular one is over here, and this is architect, and he is seated between two people facing inwards. So B is facing inward, this person is facing inwards. So C is sitting between two people who are facing inwards in this particular diagram. In this case, we have if B is facing outwards, C cannot be over here, so C is over here, which means that E is facing inwards, F is facing inwards, which means that D has to be over here next to the doctor who is facing outwards as such. Okay, so we have the second condition over here. So this guy is architect, and he's sitting between the person who is D is not over here, and the architect is essentially sits between two people who are facing inwards. A and F is over here, he can't be over here, so he has to be over here. There is no other place for him to be because B is facing inwards. But if the architect is over here, then D will have to be the engineer as such, because we have that the engineer is seated between the architect and the doctor. Now in this case, this person is seeing inwards, this person is inwards. We know that both engineers face the same direction. So if they face inwards, then we will have that there will be four people who are facing inwards, which cannot be. So that means that both are facing outwards as such. So one engineer sits between the architect and the doctor. That is fine. One engineer sits with B's immediate neighbors do not face the same direction. But if both are engineers, both have to face the same direction. So we have reached a contradiction. So this means that this arrangement cannot be. So we have only this arrangement as such. So let's see whether we can use the same rules and we can find a solution using this arrangement. Both engineers face the same direction. So right now we don't have the full this of where the engineers are. So let that be. One engineer sits between the doctor and the architect. So that has to be, the architect is over here and doctor is over here. So this is not the engineer. So basically, as he had said, one of these two has to be the architect and one has to be the engineer, because both are not the doctors. So if C is an architect who sits between two people facing inwards, so this guy is also facing inwards. This is done. One of the doctors who faces outwards sits adjacent to D. So E is facing outwards, he sits adjacent to D. This is done. B's immediate neighbors do not face the same direction. So basically, if this guy is doctor, this guy is architect, one of these two is architect, one of them is an engineer, which means that D is an engineer as such. So D has to be an engineer. One engineer sits between an architect and a doctor, which means that essentially this is architect, this is engineer. So F and A can be engineers, or A or F, the engineer can be over here or here, but that person has to be between the architect and the doctor as such. One engineer sits between the architect and the doctor, which means that this person has to be the architect and then this person has to be the engineer. Okay, so then we have one engineer sitting between the architect and the doctor, and both engineers face the same direction. So right now we have two people facing inwards. If both the engineers are also facing inwards, we'll have four people facing inwards. So that means that these two are facing outwards. So three people facing outwards. So this person is also facing inwards. So this is basically what we have. One engineer is facing inwards. Both engineers face the same direction. B's neighbors do not face the same direction. So that is also confirmed. So the final configuration is like this. B is a doctor facing inwards. Next is A or F, who is an engineer who is facing outwards. Then E is a doctor facing outwards. D is an engineer facing outwards. F or A is an architect facing inwards. C is an architect facing inwards. This is the final configuration. We do not have any other configuration that can work over here. So this is the final configuration. So let's try to solve the questions using that. What is the profession of B? B is a doctor. Even if you did not actually solve any of this, you would have been able to answer the first question fairly early on. The second question is what exact positions, directions and professions, and how many friends can be uniquely determined. So other than F and A, we can determine the remaining 4. So the right answer is option C, 4. And last question is who is sitting 2 places to the right of C? 2 places to the right of C is D. So he is facing inwards, to 2 places to the right is D. So the right answer is option B. So as you can see, this sixth question, Lalit says sixth condition is being violated. It is not being violated. B's neighbors are not facing in the same direction. So B's neighbor, one is facing inwards, other facing is outwards. So basically, the neighbors are not facing the same direction. Not that the neighbors are not facing the same direction as B. That is not the condition. The condition is they are not facing the immediate neighbors are not facing the same direction, not the same direction as B. So be careful in how you interpret the condition also. So this is, as you could see, this is not a very difficult set, but in time pressure, people are not able to solve even easy sets like this. So always make sure that you have ample practice of even moderate level arrangement question. We'll be going through harder. Every step will be going through harder questions, harder arrangement questions and harder LRDI, other types of LRDIs as well. But it's important to have competency at the moderate level, then build it to the higher level and so on. If you guys have any doubts, please let me know. I'll try to solve some doubts so that you guys can be completely sure of this. If you guys are looking to start preparing or are looking for an organized way to prepare, please join our 100 days batch. It starts today. Today was the basically overview session, but you can join the 100 days batch and have a structured way to prepare for CAT. So please check out our 100 days batch. Dipanshu, no next question. These are the 2 sets. So we have already done with the 2 sets. We'll be having a lot more sessions, so don't worry, I'll be solving a lot more sets like this. But for today, this would be it. Please do let me know if you have any particular kind of sets you would like me to solve. I'll try to keep those kind of sets. And please, okay, sorry, Sarthak had asked, please scroll down or something like that. So when is the next quant stream? Wednesday. Maruti will be taking it, that is day after tomorrow. Okay. So we'll be far more regular with the streams because like now it's like it's time to get serious. So Wednesday and Saturday, mostly every Wednesday, every Saturday we are going to be taking. So if you guys, I would suggest subscribe and enable notifications so you don't miss out on the streams. But every Wednesday and Saturday we will be holding a stream mostly. Okay, so unless there is like some unforeseen circumstances, mostly we'll be doing it every Wednesday and Saturday. Thank you guys for coming in, and if you have any query, I'll try to solve. Is it okay to use calculator while practicing DI and SI/CI questions? I feel I'm faster that way. It is easy, it's okay to use calculator while doing DI and simple interest and compound interest, but make sure you're using the calculator that is provided, not your own calculator or not the calculator on the browser or anything of that sort, because the calculator that they provide is super painful to use. I don't know if you have practice of using that calculator. If you don't, please take a practice mock just to look at that calculator. It is difficult to use. It takes time to press each button. They don't allow you to use the keyboard. So even if you put like a 2-digit multiplication, it is going to take you 10 seconds to do that. So because of that, just the time factor of it is the only reason why people discourage a lot of use of the calculator, because that calculator is cumbersome to use. It is not your like easy scientific calculator as such. It's a fairly cumbersome calculator. You have to use that mouse pointer to actually feed in. So it's not going to be easy or time efficient to use it for every single calculation. But for certain things like complex calculations, you can use it. Again, there are limitations to that calculator, so you can't take like cube root and fourth root easily. I think you can use square root, but not like more complicated roots than that. So take a look at the actual calculator, and as long as you're just using that, it is fine. But also practice how to calculate without using something that is that time inefficient as. Okay. So guys, enough to target, is it the crash course enough to target IIMs? Yes, it is. Essentially, it is very, very rigorous. There's like tons of videos, concept tests, practice tests. It's not easy to complete all of those tasks. But if you do all of those tasks, you will be definitely set for cracking CAT. So don't worry about that. So thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I hope that we have a lot more of these streams. Please let me know if you have any particular things that we'd like to cover. So for now, I'll be signing off. Thank you guys a lot for coming in, and thank you guys for joining us on the stream. Pranch is asking, are 3 hours enough per day? They are enough provided you put in day in and day out. 3 hours one day, 3 hours 2 days, and then nothing for the remaining 2 days, and again back on, back off. That won't work. If you put in 3 hours every single day religiously, it will be enough. Don't worry about it. You can crack CAT if you stick to the schedule. So let's end the session here. Thank you guys a lot for joining me, and I hope to see all of you again for the next session. Thank you guys.